Today, we are going to be going on with Ben 10 versus Power Rangers.
Who will win?
Who will win in a fight? Now, we've got a lot of powerhouses over here. The Power Rangers, we got, so many series against it. Ben 10, you've also got a lot of series against
Ben 10
it.
so much.
Ben 10, that dude is a powerhouse, which is why we're not going to add in Alien X. Because that would be unfair.
Yeah.
Honestly, a little unfair.
Alien X is
how much would you bet on the Power Rangers or the Ben 10?
If I was to bet on Power Rangers, I wouldn't bet anything. If I was to bet on Ben 10, I'd definitely sell my left nut just to give them money to bet. Because Ben 10 definitely has, a lot more strengths versus, Power Rangers in my personal opinion.
Well, we're going to learn. We're going to talk through that. And we'll catch you on the flip side.
How we doing? Back from the transition. Still here with Ben, and today we're going to be talking about Dine and Dash and what we are. And we do want to start off by saying that we apologize for channel hopping from Cruisecast to Dine and Dash.
That's what it was.
Just comfortably, as a duo, did not feel that Cruisecast is where we wanted to evolve and the journey, the path that we wanted to go down. That's where we both came up with Dine and Dash. Tell us what that is, Ben.
Dine and Dash is going to be a podcast featured around us cooking and or rating foods, critiquing, if you will. We're going to be critiquing foods all around. We actually cooked something for this video. We're just planning to critique it, maybe give our thoughts on it, and show you how we made it or what came to the conclusion of that.
But that's not it. What else are we?
We are also going to be a podcast talking about current events and or topics that are
happening around the world, whatever's going on in your head. Obviously, leave a comment. We'll both agree, and if we both agree, we are 100% down to talk about whatever topics y'all want us to hear us talk about. Give us your opinions and all.
We just want to take a minute and just say that Cruisecast was not who we are as a team. And we're just trying to...
We feel more fit as Dine and Dash.
Yes.
We're here to talk about it. We're here to have a podcast and talk about current events and, stuff going around the world that people aren't really talking about or too afraid to talk about. But in the same video, we're going to throw in a hint of curve with the foods that we create, with the foods that we find and that we enjoy and indulge in around the world.
So look forward to that. And with that, I guess... Clay, what are we looking at today?
Well, the question of the hour, the question of the day, and the question of the week is what classifies a burger?
Is it a meat patty with 2 buns?
Or is it something more?
2 buns. Or is it something more? Today we have something quite interesting to discuss. I've never tasted a burger so divine yet filling at the same time. This 12 o'clock burger, a burger that we made on the spot at 12 o'clock randomly. What do we do? How do we make it? We used whatever we can find in my kitchen that night. Buns to start off with, 2 brioche buns thrown in an air fryer and toasted for approximately 3 minutes. Next, we took 2 patties. Sadly, we had no meat, but we just had country ham, the Canadian burger. We grabbed it, we threw it all together, we cooked it up, and then we slapped it together on a bun. 2 buns to be exact. We ended up sliding on some peanut butter and some jelly because we found it in the fridge. Next thing, we looked at each other and we stared into each other's eyes while we took the first bite. It was so divine, so filling, so immaculate that it made me crave it the next morning when I woke up. And this is the story behind it.
Oh my. Whoa.
Wow.
There is just a lot of flavor.
You can taste it. Wow.
Dude, that is phenomenal. I could probably eat that morning, lunch, and dinner.
No,
I would not be upset.
Seriously, the peanut butter just hits so different.
It enhances it. It really...
And even
I feel like a lot of people discourage the peanut butter part.
Yeah.
But that peanut butter is really what's just livening it up, making it really feel alive.
Even the jelly, it just makes it so sweet, The jelly, you got the country ham, the eggs. We didn't really add onions, to be honest.
Yeah, onions are an add-on, it's all about that caramelization.
But onions do increase it a little bit, I will say. What were your thoughts?
Overall, yes, we're the creators of this sandwich. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I don't want to jump to a full 10. I feel like 10 means it's perfect, and there's definitely improvement to be done. We can add more to it. There's more that we could have done in different styles. We could even use a different jelly.
I agree.
We could have used peanut butter. There's so many options. I feel like this is just not a single-fied sandwich.
Yeah, totally.
I give it a 9 out of 10 meat.
I'm very close with you. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 only because we kind of came up with it. But besides that, I think there were a few things we could probably make different. But besides that, I think it's a solid 8.5.
And once again, I really like if you're a fan of peanut butter, I really think that you will dig this sandwich overall. Mm-hmm. It's not your common burger. It doesn't have your common, condiments, toppings, lettuce, tomatoes, etc. It's got a lot of, It's a unique and different. Yeah, it's very high protein. I mean, I'm on a journey right now, so I'm all about protein. I mean, peanut butter, onions, and country ham. I mean, that's 40 grams right there.
That's what it is. It's pretty good. Right. Anyway, we're going to go on to our topic about Ben 10 versus Power Rangers.
The topic we've been waiting on.
Yes,
let's fucking throw that shit because we don't need to know more because we're about to get discussing.
All right, so Ben. First off, we're going to talk about
Ben 10. Oh!
I do love Ben 10. As a child, I grew up watching Ben 10. However, I grew up more on Power Rangers.
I did too. I will admit. Later on, I found Ben 10.
I'm going to talk about both a little bit, but most of the time. With Ben 10, we've got, this kid who gained superpowers off of a watch that, binds to his hand. He can't take the watch off,
It's stuck. He's stuck forever.
However, he can change his DNA with the aliens that he collects. We've got lots of different Ben 10s, but I think the one that we're going to be using today is Ben from the Ultimate series. The Ben 10 from the Ultimate series was able to shift into an ultimate form with those aliens, so they got hyped up.
Okay.
So
what is this? Tell us the powers. Tell me the powers.
So one of them, for instance, he could turn into the forearms.
Yeah. Forearm. Oh man, forearms was so.
Yeah. So he was able to go. Yeah. He was able to go into an ultimate form and basically gain stronger. He could lift more things, other things like that. Ben just had a lot of arsenal. He was also older, so he had all those
more
things
matured.
that he could do. He was more mature. He was not technically 10. He was 15.
Faster stamina, more endurance. He could do a lot more. Because even though he was transformed into aliens, it's still. Do you think it replicated off their endurance as an alien or off his endurance as a human?
It did indeed. So, for instance, XLR8 or the Godspeed, whatever.
OG.
Had the ability to basically sprint at high speeds, and if he did not have the endurance of that alien, he would not be able to sprint at that high speed, basically.
Wow.
So,
all right, we take that, we put that in the left column.
Now we got the Power Rangers.
What we got on this right side?
We are going to be using whatever Power Ranger I can think of, honestly. I'm thinking probably Dino Thunder, to be honest.
Dino Thunder was, he was as far out of, let's say we pick top 3, I think he's on my number 2 list.
Dino Thunder, definitely. That the group of teenagers in those, there's 3 of them, so it's not as, 5. Well, actually, there are 4. I forgot about that one. They had, a villain that joined later on. But regardless of that, they had a group. They had a group. But Ben 10, definitely ultimate form versus the 3 Dino Thunder Power Rangers. Now, the Dino Thunder Power Rangers, they all had dinosaur abilities. So you had the Red Ranger could lift a lot of weight. The Blue Ranger could harden his skin, so he could take laser blast to his arms.
Indestructibility.
Yeah.
Invincibility.
And then the Yellow Ranger, who very, very pretty actress, I will say. She is a very pretty actress.
Whoa, Ben.
Hey, look.
Whoa, Ben.
Young Ben had some preferences. I think Yellow Ranger definitely awakened those preferences.
We can keep it at that.
Anyway, regardless of that, she had the ability of super speed, so she could run at super speed.
And you combined them all.
So without the Power Ranger suit, these guys were already strong enough to handle some of the minions that were there. Unlike most of the Power Rangers who needed the suit to be strong.
Okay.
Which means that, same as Ben 10, Ben 10 still needs to get the alien to be in his form, He can't really take on the DNA of other aliens without using that,
Makes sense.
So, I'm thinking that...
We got left, we got right. What's the battle looking like? If we were to sit here and really visualize out in the sky.
I'm really
between the 2.
I'm thinking that...
like I said at the beginning of the video, I give my left nut on Ben 10.
Yeah, you said you give your left nut.
That's me.
I'm thinking Ben 10 would probably go for an arsenal of XLRA, you got the forearms, those are his staples, right? He's probably going to use his staple aliens first. And as it gets more into the fight, he's probably going to go for his more heavy hitters.
Sounds like Pokemon.
Yeah, that's probably...
I mean, you got to get those weak ones out, take some damage, get the big guy weak, and then get the big guy out to finish.
It's not even weak ones. It's more like he's trying to get like a casing on them. He doesn't know what they can do,
Okay.
Power Rangers, on the other hand, they're going to do the same shit they always do,
That is true.
So they're going to do stuff like, you've got... their morphing abilities. They're going to morph into it, and then they're going to try and beat the crap out of Ben. Now, Ben is probably going to be too fast for them, personally. Even without Alien X, Ben is still one of the...
I mean, he's a thin bean, He's a fit teenager.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what he is. I think it'll ultimately come down to Power Rangers using their Zord.
Yeah, that's where we'll get tricky. That's where the fight will come
Their
to
giant mech robot is definitely going to give Ben some trouble. I also think they have the ability to combine their weapons.
That is something.
To do the special blast that always happens and occurs.
What's a big weapon to a small fighter? That's what I'm saying. What's that big of a weapon going to do to such a small? Because he can shrink. Also.
That is true, but also you have to remember that whenever they do this, most of the time they get teleported into this zone that allows that Ben can't run from.
Power Rangers.
But also you gotta think about this. Each of them has their own weapon. I don't remember what the Yellow Ranger's weapon is. I think it's guns.
I wonder why, Ben.
Anyway, the Red Ranger had a staff that could shoot lasers.
Yeah, I do remember that.
The Blue Ranger, he had, I think it was a shield that he could use. But whenever they combined all the weapons, they could just shoot a super blast that would annihilate the enemy. Now, is Ben surviving that blast? Realistically, depending on the alien he has, probably. I mean,
yeah, he's from what he has in his arsenal. Some of these aliens, creatures, definitely could, sustain.
I do think that the Power Rangers, with their lack of ability, I don't think that they can handle some of the things that Ben can throw out. Even if it is 3v1, the Power Rangers aren't as fast as Ben.
No, and they work better as a team.
They do work better as a team.
When he pulls up with speed, he can outnumber them on one-on-one.
That is true.
Transform in the moment. Forearms comes out of nowhere.
Well, I will say, the ultimate forms also give him the boost. I'm also going to say that he does have a counter. So
yeah.
When he turns into an alien and then turns back, he has to wait a few minutes.
That is true.
So if he somehow gets punched out of his transformation, which has happened in the past, then the Power Rangers are going to demolish him. However, it all depends on how he handles the situation. If he goes ultimate form at the beginning, I don't think that the Power Rangers can realistically handle that. He
would run their endurance low.
Yeah,
they'd be tired at that point.
I think they're doing it's going to be a hard fight, but I think ultimately Ben is going to come out on top.
Ben picks Ben.
That is what
I feel a little biased. I'm going right there, but hey, we both are picking Ben 10 on this one.
I do. I do think the Power Rangers, depending on which ones you do, are going to give...
every fight would be different.
Every fight would be different. They all have different abilities, different...
I don't think it gets difficult for Ben though until they all align together.
And that was another thing.
That's the only downfall.
There are some Power Rangers that can call upon other Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
And then they had that big one where all of them were fighting one enemy, and it was just an absolute demolishing session.
In 1990s Power Rangers versus early 2010 Power Rangers are totally more advanced.
Yeah. Look, the 1990s Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they were
simple.
strong, but they're simple.
They
didn't have any abilities until they morphed, and it was just evolution. And I mean, even the Sentai Rangers, which is from the Japanese, which is what Power Rangers were based off of, those were really simple as well. So honestly, going with some of the older Power Rangers, you just don't know what's going to happen, All right. Well, I think
that completes the theory.
I think that completes the theory we got going on. Please subscribe, like the video.
Give us a comment. Talk to us about what you want to hear us discuss.
Exactly.
We will sit here and we will formate whatever it is that y'all want, because that's what we're here for.
We're
here for each other and what we want to have a passion about. But
we
we're also here for you.
We want to hear your thoughts.
Y'all's thoughts matter.
That's just what we want to hear. That's what we're doing. So please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the flip side.